blues in C, play along number 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Alright, that's solo number 5, blues solo number 5, and I'd like to take you through it now and show you how to go about picking out these licks. So the first phrase, it's based around C blues, which is at the 8th position, thinking of your blues or pentatonic scale and so on. Occasionally you're going to leave that position, but it's generally in there. So the first lick is 10, 8, 9, 10, and there's a hammer on between 8 and 9. So I start it with an upstroke. And then the next lick you're going to be sliding from 8, or you're going to be picking 8 and sliding with the 3rd finger up to 12. And then the middle finger lines up nicely with the 11th fret. And then you can just use your pointer finger on both 11 and 10 after that. And then the lick in the second full measure is pretty typical bluesy lick. And I'm starting that with an upstroke as well. Up, down, up, down, up. And the next lick is a kind of a quick one. I'm shifting down to the 6th position. I'm putting my 3rd finger on the 8, and then there's a slur between basically 9, 8, and 6. And the way I do it is I actually slur 4 notes together. 8, 9, 8, 6. That way I can get it quick. So I'm picking the 8, moving up to 9, sliding back to 8, and pulling off the 6. And then adding the 8 on the 6th string, picked of course with an upstroke because you can't hammer that cleanly. And then your 6 and 8. And then the 8 at the beginning of the last measure in the first line is really tied. The notation shows the tie, but the tab doesn't, so don't pick that 8 again there. So it just hangs over. And then the next lick is 6, 10, and I do a little slide into the 10, and then 8, 10, 8, and that ends up on the 10 at the beginning of line 2. And I shifted there with my pointer finger. You can also put a slide in there if you want. So up to that point, the whole thing is 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Next part, I'm on the first measure in the second line, starting with an upstroke on that 10 on the 4th string. So my picking is up, down, up, just like measure 2 in the top line. Next lick is a combination of pull-offs and picking. And the picking, try to get that accurate because that's going to be hard. It's going to be awkward otherwise. Oh, sorry. There's one pull off in there. So it's down, up, pull, then down, up, down, and then up, down, up, ending on the 10 in the next measure. Next lick. So I'm doing the 8 with an upstroke, hammering 10, that's what that curved slur is. and then down, up on the 2/8, little finger on the 11 with the downstroke, and then pulling off to 8. And then I have 13. I don't have the slide in there, but I'm basically switching to my third finger there and sliding up to the 13. It should be an upstroke. I did it down by accident there. And the last lick in line tune, I'm going to slide again into 13 with an upstroke. Oops. And that's a little chromatic lick. So I'm doing finger 3, 1, second finger on the 13th fret, third finger on 14, and then you can just shift that up to the 15. And then back to the third finger, I'm sorry, keep your pointer finger on the 13 there. 13, 15, 13, 14, and then 13 on the first string. And then that last long lick. So I'm back in my basic pentatonic shape. Down on the 8, up on the 11 with a pull off to 8. And then I'm reaching my third finger to the 11. And I have a down, and I'm going to slide. There's a slide symbol, but it's a little high off the tab. And I'm going to pick 11 with my downstroke and slide down to 10 and pick 8 with an upstroke. And then my 10 again with a downstroke, and this time a pull off to 8. And then up on 8 on string 4, and then down on the 10. This type of stuff, it's really, really important to get the picking and the sliding in this particular lick the way I have it, because I think it's going to trip you up if your picking's not under control. It's not going to be an easy lick to pull off with random picking. And then the last lick, relatively simple. 8, 10 with down up, and then down on 8, and then a hammer on slur to 9, and then up on that 10. So I'm going to play the whole thing again so you don't have to rewind the video every time, and you can listen to it from the beginning. Blues in C, play along number 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. So if you look back at it, I might have changed the fingering here or there. I tried not to, but if I did, please forgive me. There's also, I'm adding vibrato a lot. It's hard to overdo vibrato, so I would add it whenever you can. It's easier to ease up on it later if you're doing it too much. Alright, that's solo number 5. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you can get it. Let me know in the comments or email if you need help with it, and I'll be glad to help. Thank you.